Previously, I gave you a list of 33 things you needed to know in Minecraft to make your game easier. But Minecraft is huge and there's so much to learn, so I'm going to do it again. Here are 33 more things that you should know to make Minecraft easier and more enjoyable. And our first tip is if you've got a 1 block gap that you want to get through but you don't want to mine it out, I've got a solution. Place a trapdoor just on the block above it, flap the trapdoor up, sit next to it and flap it down. You will now go into crawl mode and go through that hole, and as soon as you're out, you're sorted. Back into your next chamber. And there is a school of thought that says that mining in a 1x1 block hole is the way forward. Exactly the same way, flap it down and then mine out exactly like that. You can then put a torch on the side and just mine in the crawl position. You expose 4 blocks and you only dig out 1. So I can see the logic. However, I think 3 high by 1 wide for the win personally. Getting a redstone signal to travel downwards is notoriously difficult, but there's a really easy way to do it. I want to get the signal of this lever to go all the way down to those pistons 15 blocks below. All I need to do is to build a 3x1 wall. When you do that, the wall in the middle turns into this shape. But fortunately, if you put a trap door in it, it will change shape. So if I'm to flap that flap, down it goes and the signal goes all the way to the bottom. And that's because as the walls change, it cascades all the way down to the bottom until this observer here sees the wall right above it change and it lets out a redstone fart which sends the signal along here. It's a really cheap and easy way to be able to get redstone signal to go down very quickly. If you're lost around your Minecraft world, and people that know me know that I get lost in a single chunk, then there's a really easy way for you to be able to work out what direction you go in. All you need is a pumpkin. If you place a pumpkin down on the ground, the stalk will always point in the northwest direction every single time. So you know that way is northwest. Obviously, that's only ever good if you actually know what direction your base is, which very often I don't. Desert pyramids have got a secret Easter egg. If you fill up their top room, the room above the room with the funny pattern on the floor, you're going to find something really interesting. It is the perfect jelly mold for a perfect beacon. Look at that. And if I just put my beacon on top of it, it is absolutely full powered as well. Just in case you weren't sure how big to make it, the desert temple is your friend. Do you ever get cramp in your pinky finger when you got to press shift to not fall off something that's really, really high? Like for example, when you're bridging across the end islands. Or maybe you're playing some kind of PvP game and you want to crouch so your name tag doesn't show up to people nearby. Well, I'm about to save you a lifetime of pinky arthritis. Go into your game menu, hit options and then accessibility settings. Up here you'll say sneak hold. Click that and put it to sneak toggle. And then if I just tap shift, I stay in sneak mode. I don't actually come out of it at all until I tap shift again. This is absolutely invaluable when you're bridging across big gaps. Seriously, you're welcome. The next tip's a freebie. I'm not even going to count it. That's how free it is. If you never want to miss great Minecraft content, then make sure you hit that subscribe button down there. You'll never miss any of my videos. And also, do others a favour. Hit the like button and leave me a comment as well, because that way other people will get to see it. I know, that's a cheeky tip. Sweet berries are not just really rubbish food. Did you know they can also stop fall damage? Down there, I've got a sweet berry bush waiting for me. And if I can pin my landing, which in itself is questionable, although I get a lot of practice on my Twitch streams where people are trying to kill me by making me jump onto single blocks. You can go and check that out if you wanted. I shouldn't take any fall damage whatsoever. See? Absolutely none. Although obviously be aware, as you walk through it, you are going to get damaged then. Wooden tools can be used as fuel in furnaces. No, that's not your tip, that's another. But did you know they smell exactly the same number of items whether they are used up or whether they are completely new? Right here, I have got a wooden pickaxe that has got a durability of 1. If I break one more thing, that thing is gone. This one is a wooden pickaxe with complete durability. It's got 59 uses. In both of these furnaces, I have got 8 pieces of cobblestone. If I use this in there and this in there, we'll find out that they actually use exactly the same number of times to smelt. We should get the same number of stone out of each of them. And if I turn around and have a look, we've got 1 stone there and 1 stone there. I know, it's not a lot, but still, you might as well use the pickaxe up before you use it as fuel, right? And if we stick with our furnaces for the next one as well, don't just use wooden logs for your furnaces. I have to be honest, I only started doing this very recently. In my inventory, I've got 4 oak logs, but I'm going to take 2 of them and change them into 8 oak planks. Inside here, I've got 16 cobblestone. I'm going to put 2 oak logs in there, and in here, with another 16 cobblestone, I'm going to put 8 oak planks. And I'm going to see how many of those cobblestones get smelted into stone in each of the furnaces. Well, the furnace with the logs has already gone out, so we know that the furnace with the planks is working better. And that second furnace has just gone out. So with our logs, we've managed to smelt 3 stone. Well, that's not too bad. We like that. In this one, we've managed to smelt 12 stone. So don't waste your logs. Make them into planks. Planks are great fuel. Tip 9. If you trap an enderman in a boat, it looks ridiculous, but it can't get you. You can look at it as much as you want. Look straight in the face. It gets really aggressive, but it can't get you. And you can hit it as much as you want. It can't teleport away either. You can even hit it with arrows. I think that's brilliant. I'm just going to kill this one. It's pretty common knowledge that zombified piglin are quite close when it comes to family. If you hit one of them, they all really take offence and a lot of them all come after you. And I've got to be honest, zombified hitmen, they really do hurt. However, if you can one-shot a pigman, and for that you need to jump and hit them to be able to get a crit, plus you need at least sharpness 5 on an iron or better sword. That means you won't have a problem. And if I bang him... Oh, didn't do it good enough. I've got practice, clearly I've got to practice. I'm running away now. Yeah, no, they're still coming. But the point is, they won't attack because you've killed their friend and their friend never got a chance to call for help. And whilst we're still in the nether, let's talk about this nether gold ore. If you mine this out with a normal pickaxe, you get a little bit of experience and you get a few gold nuggets, which is lovely because those gold nuggets can then be put together, 9 of them, to make a single gold ingot. So I just knocked out 2 and got a very good drop rate of 11 nuggets. However, if I mine out these 2 with a silk touch pick, I'm going to get myself some gold ore, and that is even better. Because if I put it into a furnace like this, that is going to smelt up into full gold ingots. There we go, a gold ingot there, and we've got 2 gold ingots from 2 blocks. That means I'm always getting a gold ingot from every single block. So it's a much more efficient way of nether ore gold farming. If you put Fortune 3 enchantment on your spade, that is going to make sure that every time you mine out a gravel, you are going to get a little bit of flint instead of that gravel. Now, I'm going to be honest, I don't know why you'd want that much flint unless you're making loads of arrows. You might actually want the gravel more, so do be aware. Have you got an excess of cobblestone and your world has been contaminated with this horrible bird poo diorite stuff? I have the cure. Place the stack of cobblestone in your crafting grid, then place the stack of bird poo in your crafting grid. You are going to get 2 stacks of andesite, which is a much nicer block to be able to put into your walls and your buildings. I feel much better for having got rid of that diorite. You can farm all of the 2 high flowers really easily using bone meal. All you need to do is right click on the flower and it will produce 1 new flower for every bone meal that you use up. Loads and loads of flowers really quickly, which is really brilliant if you want to have loads and loads of flowers in your garden, or if you need to get yourself loads and loads of different dyes: pink dye, yellow dye, red dye, and also magenta dye. Do you want a load of books or bookshelves? What you need is a stronghold library, because each stronghold library has no fewer than 233 bookshelves that you can come and take. Which means if you grab your axe, you can chop through these bookshelves and get books aplenty, absolutely loads of them. I'll just grab them up here. I've got 18 books there from just 6 bookshelves. Or you can come at it with a silk touch axe and then get the actual bookshelves themselves. Maybe you want to make an enchanting setup and you don't want to worry about doing stuff like making bookshelves. Just grab those and you're going to have plenty before you know it. Maybe take enough for an enchanting setup and then chop the rest down with a normal axe. So you've got so many books you can enchant, your armor and weapons are going to be absolutely sorted forever. Does your mate, Mr. G, look a little bit worse for wear because he's had 1 too many run-ins with the odd zombie? Don't you worry, you can right-click on him with an iron bar. Bang, and that will cure him absolutely perfectly, all nice and shiny, ready to take on the world. Or at least to take on a few zombies so you don't have to, and protect your villagers because you want to breed them, or trade with them, or do whatever it is you want to do with them. Now, it's pretty common knowledge that you can cure a zombie villager if you splash it with a potion of weakness and then feed it a golden apple. However, this process can take a little bit of time. There's the weakness potion and there is the golden apple. He is starting to cure. This could take between 3 and 5 minutes. However, did you know that if you place a bed right next to it, that will speed up the process? That's one tip. But guess what? There's another one as well. Iron bars have the same effect. If you shove iron bars all around this fella, that is going to speed up the process even more. I don't quite understand why, to be honest, but it seems to work. This could reduce the time by as much as 2 minutes, which is actually quite significant when you're waiting for it. And there you have it. We have got a fully cured villager. And that took probably about half the time that it would have done if the bed and the iron bars weren't there. Did you know that you can put armour on a villager? You do, however, need to use a dispenser. So I've locked poor Villy in here, look. And I'm going to pop that into there. Brilliant, like that. And then I'm going to pull the lever. That is going to dispense that. You saw some particle effects there. And I'm just going to cut my mate out. And once I cut my mate out, I am going to hit him. That had thorns on it. So if I hit him, bang, I'm taking some damage because that had thorns on it and now he's running away. So that is one potential good way of protecting your villagers from being attacked by zombies at night time. Do you want loads of bees by you, but you can't be bothered to go searching for that really rare beehive, but you do want to make a honey farm? If you plant down a sapling, and it has to be an oak or a birch sapling, and then right next to it, you place a one high flower, so a poppy or a dandelion, something like that. You can wait for that to grow, and there is a 1 in 20 chance, that is a 5% chance, that it will spawn with a beehive and 3 bees inside it. Now, I'm way too impatient, so I'm going to try that. Nope, that one didn't work. 19 more times. Actually, it was 24 more times that it actually took, but at least it happened. You get through a lot of bone meal doing it this way, but it is a good way of getting a beehive near your house rather than to go searching for it with a silk touch axe. Farmland will stay hydrated for a 4x4 radius around that central single water block. And if you put a leaf block or a top slab in the water hole, that means the water's still there, but you don't fall down into it. But did you know there is actual code in the game that says if you plant your seeds and other crops in rows 1 block apart, they are going to grow faster than if you just grow them in a bit of a muddle or next to each other, which I think is a little bit bonkers. So here I've gone carrots, wheat, and apparently they could grow 10% faster just as a result of me putting them in rows like that. And given how long they normally take, 10% is actually quite significant. It takes 4 entire seconds for you to make the transition from the nether into the overworld, which is actually quite a bit of time if you think about it. So do make sure that if you're trying to run away from something, you've got more than a 4-second head start, because otherwise you're going to be in trouble. That is, unless the thing that's chasing you is a hoglin, because this wild boar of the nether has got a dirty little secret that it really doesn't want anybody to know about. Hoglins are scared of nether portals. Yep. They will see another portal, and if they're too close to it, they will literally run away. Not just the babies, the adults as well. They can't stand them. So if you run towards a portal, they'll be less interested in you and more interested in saving their porky skin. If you leave your nether portal on whilst you're in the overworld, there is a chance that a zombified piglin could come through, and that can be annoying. But you can automate it turning on and off just with a little bit of redstone and some dispensers. That dispenser there has got a flint and steel in it. That dispenser there has got a bucket of water in it. If I press this button, it dispenses that flint and steel, which lights the portal. If I press this button, it dispenses the water, which turns the portal off. And behind here, we've got an observer piston thing. The observer sees that block go in front of it, does a redstone fart, which fires the piston. Then the block comes back down again. It does another fart, which turns the piston off. That's especially important for the water because you don't want the water to stay there. And this way, when you come out of the nether into your base, you can turn your portal off. So there is 0 chance that you're going to get any new inhabitants. However, sometimes you actually want those zombified piglins to come through. And the more portal frames there are, the more chance there is that one of our zombified friends is going to visit us. So we want to build a portal as big as possible, because then we can get an ultra efficient gold farm in the overworld. And the largest size for a working nether portal is 23 by 23 obsidian. That will light. That is a lot of portal frames. 441 to be exact. And you can see down in the corner, there is already one zombified piglin has popped his head through. Now that doesn't mean that he's come through from the nether. They have actually spawned in the overworld. They just need those portal blocks to be able to do it. And the next tip is that your game mode depends on how quickly these are going to come through. In peaceful, it's at a standard rate. If you go into normal, it doubles that standard rate. And if you go into hard mode, it triples that standard rate. You can't actually light a nether portal in the end dimension. It doesn't want to know. All that happens is you just set fire to it. You can only go through the overworld if you want to get from the end to the nether or the other way round. Which means you want this end exit portal, which you can only get when you've killed the ender dragon. So coming through that end portal in the stronghold is a one-way trip until you kill the big beastie. We also know that once you kill the ender dragon, you get this portal which will take you out to the end islands, but it'll only take you out in that direction. What if you want to go in one of the other directions? Well, don't worry, you can get up to 20 of these going all the way around this central end island. But to get them, you've got to kill a dragon every single time. And to do that, you need 4 of these end crystals. Yep, they're the things that you shoot out off the top of the towers that make big explosions. You need 4 of them, but don't worry, they are craftable. For each crystal, you need 7 glass in an arch shape. You want to put a ghast tier at the bottom and an eye of ender in the middle. That is an end crystal. Yep, you need a ghast tier. You know, ghasts, that well-known hot air balloon of the nether. Absolutely nothing to do with the end whatsoever, but there you go. Minecraft logic. I don't know what to tell you. So in order to summon it, you place down 1 of these crystals on each of the 4 cardinal points around that central island right there. Make sure you put it on the bedrock and boom, we get this massive noise. We get this huge string. All of the crystals get reignited as you go around all of those pillars. And as a result of that, the end dragon can live again. Finally, what happens is those crystals respawn the dragon. And the dragon respawns up in the air, ready and waiting for you to take it on again. The end crystals explode, leaving a little bit of fire, which you can then put out. And look, yeah, the portal is also gone. You're stuck again. Make your bee farm in the nether as well. You're going to get the most efficient farm you possibly can. There's no day-night cycle in the end or the nether, which means if you do your bee farm here, there won't be any point that the bees actually go to sleep. So they're going to be producing honey and collecting all that pollen 24/7. Basically, it is forced bee labour, and I'm all right with that. Want to get down into a deep canyon, but don't want to jump just in case it's not water at the bottom. Easy, go up 1, 2, 3 blocks, come across another one so that's hanging over the canyon. Stick yourself some weeping vines right there and then bone meal them up. They're going to grow all the way down and they're going to act as an awesome ladder for you to be able to get down. And what's really awesome about this is that mobs can't climb up these vines, which means it's a really safe entrance for a base up really high. You can use turtle eggs for mob farms. Zombies can detect a turtle egg from 24 blocks away. They'll jump up and down on those poor old turtle eggs until they are completely crushed and don't exist anymore. It's like an obsession for them. With this farm, the eggs are on a little podium right in the middle with trapdoors, making it look like there is a travel path right to the egg. You can see the zombies are just rushing to get hold of those eggs. They think they can walk to them, but they can't, and they get stuck in the water below, where you can be sitting and waiting for them to give them a right bash with your sword. In hard mode, a zombie's got a 48% chance of spawning with gold armor on, a 1 in 3 chance of spawning with leather armor on, 12% chance they'll spawn with chainmail armor on, a 1% chance with iron armor, and a 0.04% chance that they'll spawn with full diamond armor. However, just because they spawned with it doesn't mean that they're going to drop it if you kill them. So there you have 33 plus some extras, things that are really important to know about in Minecraft to make your game easier and better. If you can think of others, bang them down in the comment section below. I'll be really interested to see what you come up with. And if you lot come up with enough ideas, maybe I'll do another one of these videos because they're a little bit daft and quite fun to make. And every now and again, I actually learn something too. But in the meantime, I'll look forward to seeing you in another video. You take it easy now. Bye.